Alright, welcome back to another stream of Buddha and Zionics playing games poorly. Tonight, continuing tonight, we're going to be playing some Attack on Titan, which shall come to no one's surprise. The only surprise here is we're not playing Icarus anymore. And honestly, we're going to be wrapping up Attack on Titan soon too, so enjoy the AoT content while it exists now. Because we got another treat coming. And we've both been looking forward to it. It's been super exciting. We've been doing some testing off stream, and we're kind of excited. So, do you want to start off by doing showdown mode, since that's part of the dailies?
I'm sure. I was kind of leaving it to you. I wasn't sure if we were going to just start trying to kill off the story mode or not. If I
Well,
remember right, the dailies look.
I'm not done with the story yet.
Alright.
I mean, we can do your story mode, we just can't do my story mode. So,
Yeah. No, daily works. And from the look of it, we should be able to wrap it up in about 4 missions.
name's up. Alright, so this is... Yeah. I think I might go commander.
Wow. So there's a bit of a randomization effect from the look of it.
I'm not sure we've necessarily played this mode yet.
You don't think this is the mode where you choose? Because like I'm expecting like the leader class and stuff like that, and I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, like I think this is a different mode.
Oh, I thought there was only 3.
Oh no, there's like 7 or 8.
Huh. Shows how much we care for it.
We usually phone this part of the game in anyways. Most of the time we're doing this because, you know, weekly mission rewards. And honestly, the weekly mission rewards aren't super important, but getting gold drops is, for me. Now, obviously, getting to Eden mode would probably fix that fucking problem, but that has nothing to do with what the hell we're doing now. Getting to Eden is basically... Yeah. I want to get to Eden. I want to get a shit ton of golden drops.
Well, 22 per mission.
Exactly. You know? We've definitely played this mode before. Okay. Oh! Still stealing fucktard.
No, you stole it from me, you douche nozzle.
Oh, I did. That lag made me think, okay, never mind.
Yeah, I didn't see getting Irwin, but I also didn't see, I saw you losing a chunk of whatever the thing on top is supposed to be.
Yeah, no, look on my screen. It looked like I just got robbed, but
Robbed when I was the one who did 90% of the damage.
potato, potato. Wow, I think that hurt me almost as much as it hurt you.
What to do?
Dropped a Burt hold.
Haha! Yes! Yeah, no, I just saw everything drop. I was like, okay.
Yeah, no, that was a nuke that was not a well-placed nuke.
Oh, it just goes to show, nukes hurt everybody.
Nukes do hurt everybody.
Mm,
Well, I guess my earlier runs on Inferno mode counted because, well, some of it did. Wait, what? Yeah, no, I guess they must have counted. Because
yeah,
my
partially
normal
done.
difficulty missions are all done.
Yeah, now the stupid question is, why is your one hard mission not done?
Yeah, like seriously. That doesn't make any goddamn sense at all. Enemy concept.
Which shoots, you got a beast type? You know, if you want to give the game to Psionics, you could just move me from the fucking map. Jesus. Fucking cheated.
Yeah, grabbing that Mikasa early fucking gave that to me. That once I got Mikasa, that was free.
Mm-hmm. Well, the thing is when I was going for a hangy, I got it down to almost dead, and then when it went in for the next shot, I go in, then all of a sudden like bounced me out for no reason. It's like, no, that didn't work. Okay, I'll go in again. Then it bounces me out like twice as far. It's like, no, that didn't work either. Okay, so I just wasted about 30 seconds. Yeah, why not?
No, I didn't even go after Hangy. I went after the Beast Titan at that point.
Fuck yourself, game.
Got arming from me too. Fuck, I'm dead.
Shitting me.
You're awfully whiny for the guy who just whooped my ass.
Whoop my ass, my ass. Nah, I was going and I was gonna go for Berthold because I was doing the commander, in which case all my units are, stronger. So even passively, I'm gonna be doing better. And even though I was close to it, it's like, okay, target. You mean that or you mean I was barbarian? You mean that Titan all the way back there? So now I'm all turned around. And I'm like, no. And then I turn around. It's like, oh, he's over there. And by the time I target and I'm about to attack, you already killed him. And I'm like, fuck. Okay, I'll commit to the Beast Titan. The Beast Titan will be fine. I commit to the Beast Titan. Mikasa. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get to Mikasa.
You did just fine without her.
Besides, I'm actually surprised I got Irwin from you because same thing happened that happened with Hangy. Went in for attack, then all of a sudden just bounced me back. I didn't take damage. I didn't bump into it. Just like, nope, try again. Are you kidding me? It's almost dead.
Yeah, no, you losing Irwin and Armin sucked, but it wasn't like stupid critical.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you nabbed Levi, I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking done.
And see, it looked like you yoinked the Armored Titan from me right at the end. So I thought you yoinked the Armored Titan, and because you finished first, it looked like you were already going off to take care of the next green exclamation point. So I figured you just straight up skunked me at that point, so I won. I honestly don't even know how I won. um, what is this working towards?
So,
I mean, it works for, I guess, the 4-star hard or higher, but the 3
yeah,
8-star missions.
I
Oh, those do have to be.
yeah, I don't have 8-star unlocked yet. If we're gonna do 8-star, either you need to be host or we need to push forward.
Let's push forward then.
I mean, because this is 7-star, so we should be close to an 8-star mission.
Yeah. Oh, right is net. If you don't remember that conversation.
Huh?
We were talking about what items were on what direction, and I said on the first and on the second, I couldn't remember what the right the right direction was, and it's the restraining gun.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I don't want to get rid of Titan Hunter in the net until I've caught everything.
Yeah.
But it really does have diminishing returns at this point. But every once in a while, I get into a situation where a Titan's just not cooperating.
Yeah, in
So
which
I
case it's better
hack off
to.
an arm, catch it, and move the fuck on.
So the only thing I could think of replacing the backup signal would be Firecracker for the deaf ones, or not the deaf ones, the blind ones, and or fire bombs just for damage potential. But on Nightmare, I don't think the damage potential matters.
Yeah.
Eh, screw it. Let's do Firecrackers. See how that shit works out.
Yeah, firebomb wouldn't be horrible in certain situations. Yeah, and that's just it. Is like the firebomb is the only thing I might use in certain situations. The firecracker just gets more attention, just like the. Yeah, specialized smoke signal that doesn't cause injury, draws Titan attention with a loud sound and burst of light. Same with shining powder. The two things do the same thing. Now, smoke screen, I guess, if you wanted to not be targeted, that wouldn't be horrible.
Specialized non-lethal bomb that stops them in their track. Power anchor. I still don't understand tonic. Backup signal. Smoke screen makes it harder to attract the attention. Shining powder makes it easier to attract. Firecracker, specialized smoke signal that doesn't injure but draws the attention with a loud sound. Burst of light.
Yeah.
Flash, specialized non-lethal, use bright flash to stop. Oh, so they must have gotten rid of the.
I think you're thinking of Attack on Titan 1.
Yeah, but I figured that they would have an opposite, as it were. Okay, I'll go for smoke screen then. Hide oneself makes it harder to attract attention. Guess that also means I just need to turn into the whole secret maneuver aspect.
I mean, assumably, eventually we're gonna have enough golden drops so you can have fucking everything. Which does seem kind of dumb considering you're gonna have, attract more attention and attract less attention equipped at the same time. Like, having appeal and secret maneuver equipped at the same time, I feel like that's just kind of getting dumb.
Yeah. I think that's where you need, use personal. Okay, not going that far. I don't know. What?
Mm.
Oh, I was being not smart.
Looks like you want to equip some of your strength.
Yep.
So are your base stats just fucking amazing?
Yeah, remember I got plus 30 to just about every stat because of the friendships in territory mode.
Gotcha.
Because you get the initial plus 10, then the second plus 10, then the third plus 10. So yeah, I got about plus 30 to everything.
Ugh.
Minus like two areas.
God, I need to do fucking territory
You need to make
recovery now.
friends on territory.
I do. I really fucking do. I haven't done territory in a long time.
No, that was the big thing. Is trying to focus on the friendship aspect.
You look like a 15-meter normal. I'll catch you.
Oh, that's one of the annoying parts. Is some of the skinnies can look like normal, so it's like you want to see a rib cage. Or the other times it's taking us down to the darkness. I don't exactly remember. Do I see deltoids? If I see deltoids, that is a much better. I want to see a straight up androgynous type.
I mean, I feel like there's an argument that all Titans are androgynous.
Oh, I'm just saying, none that look anorexic, none that look like they've been taking the roids. And obviously none that have been using the buffet too.
Now, the one thing that breaks my brain sometimes is the whole, the 7 meters. Like, you have short 15 meters, and you have, like, sometimes the 7 meters look kind of like 15 meters, like... Titans are moving towards me. Me. That's a dire. Ultra, I need you to stun the Beast Titan so I can murder his ass. No, my Reiner is still basic bitch Reiner. Thank God.
I was about to say, is that a complaint? That's a good thing.
That is a good thing. That is 100% a good thing, actually. Nice, because I should have everyone else, like Connie, John, and Aaron. Well, not Aaron, but Connie and John and Sasha should all be their upgraded forms now for me. It's sad that I won't get an upgraded Berthold, but...
Oh, how an upgraded Berthold solves everything.
Very few problems aren't solved by Gong.
Very true.
Take a leap here, Beth.
Just, Gung. Have to deduct a couple of IQ points for myself, unfortunately.
Yeah, no. The thing is while I'm working through the story mode, there's so many missions that are just so goddamn slow that I get double S on them anyways. Yeah. Honestly, I only think we need to replay like maybe half of them to get double S.
Pretty much. Because there were very few, and some were pretty bad accidents. Like I got A on Utgard because I ran out of battle signals, like I said last time. I don't have Peter Griffin's special horse. I don't want a special horse. Escorting Oro.
Escorting Moblet. Maybe, if he triggered.
Yeah, I was gonna say, apparently there are some required conversations.
Alright. Let's go to the middle of the plains and start murdering things. This ought to be fun. attack?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck me.
You have to defend them against 2 waves. I figured you were going to be waiting until the second wave had occurred. Huh? Guess it's wrong. Hey, what happened to my instant?
Come, Bobelet, I command you. Damn it. You got that. What's up?
Well, I was just saying, you know what, with Kusanagi and whatnot, maybe I'll give the whole sneak attack thing a try, see if I can take out some of the Titans, you know, sneak attack one-shot type thing.
Yeah.
And it seems that if any Titan spots you trying to do a sneak attack, they instantly become enraged.
I get mad. And there's the dire. You got the dire going, triggering a boss.
Northern-ish cross or whatever. You know, I wish that there would be some sort of compassy type thing, like same issue with Don't Starve Together. It's just like, seriously, is there no, hey, here's a general orientation or something like that so I can say north?
You had to build a compass and Don't Starve Together.
Unless they have something that fixes it.
Yeah.
I just figured they were being good at essentially just like, you know.
And just, nope, you don't know what direction the north is yet.
I mean, to be fair, I technically have that issue in real life.
Yeah.
What you want to do is you want to head north, and I'll literally be like, that direction? No. That direction? No.
North is
Well,
hard,
now I'm at
man.
a 50-50, so...
Well, I mean, depends on how picky the person who's describing what north is.
Nah. You are off by 4 degrees. That is not north. Oh,
That
good
is
pound.
definitely not north. Totally not north. That is absolutely not north.
I'll go for Sasha. Especially since I see a little guy. It's time to capture the little guy.
That's
Ew,
a
now I
little
feel like I
guy.
work for Disney.
There are a lot of critters on this map.
Kind of like we're playing Fast and the Furious. We're trying to figure out which cars. No, not Fast and Furious. Gone in 60 seconds. You know, we got a bunch of cars that we have memorized, and we have to steal them. That's not the car I'm looking for. Boosted it myself. Really? How'd you do it? Actually, the car keys were left in the ignition.
The keys ran it.
And where'd you find it? Oh, down in Chinatown. And you don't think that there's somebody in there who is so dangerous that he didn't fear leaving the keys in his car? You're gonna take this back now.
What's up, Striking Goku? What are you up to tonight? We are trying to take on a bunch of midgets. Whew. That was a little frantic for a second there. Just hit it from the base. Nope, that's way too far away. I don't want to target that. There we go. That's better. Targeting. So we're playing on PC. The latest patch.
Yeah. DLC, all the well, all the actual gaming DLCs.
Yeah, we don't have all the
Cosmetic.
missions. We only have some of the missions. Gyre is up. Michi, stun. But yeah, we're working through the... Yeah, nah, we do too. We have a few people that, you know, it would be nice to play with. We'd like to play with bands and things like that, you know. And most of them have it on Xbox instead of PC, so it's just kind of... But we both use Xbox controllers, so spiritually we're with you.
We are connected.
Oh, PlayStation. Gotcha. Yeah, no, and that's just it.
We really need cross-platform then.
Yeah, naturally.
Nah, in my little heart, I'm still hoping that now that they've finished off with the final season, maybe around the time that they decide to make the movies or the OVAs, they'll make or release the third.
No, season 4, part 3 was confirmed.
Oh, there is a part 3? Oh.
There's a part 3. It was confirmed.
I mean, I'm pretty kind of annoyed now.
But with any luck, we will get either a new version of the game, or at the very least a DLC that has cross-platform support. But
I was gonna say heavily patched. There's a lot of little I want to change.
yeah,
Triggers being one of them.
it's definitely the triggers. But yeah, like the triggers cross-platform, I think would be fucking amazing. Obviously, adding some extra missions for season 4.
They're all up to season 3, and I think you have to do the character missions to do that.
Yeah, the character missions are season 3. So the DLC gets you up to season 3, but we don't have season 4 in the game yet. So either you release a new game or you release a new DLC that adds season 4. Honestly, I would prefer Attack on Titan 3 being, you know, everything.
Nah.
Making a Rico.
Next mission's 6-star.
Honestly, I love the idea of having your own hero, though, and not playing as a story character.
Yeah, having it as a side perspective, so you don't have to worry about interchanging and certain conflicts that would happen because of that.
Yeah, no, that was just kind of sad because, you know, you put all this time into this, you know, additional character, and then, you know, the DLC comes out, and it's like, oh, hey, you have to play as, you know, the story characters you haven't leveled up yet. After fucking what?
I mean, and who knows, maybe that's the the potential if they decide to go for Attack on Titan 3 is there. Hey, you know what? You know how there's a side person who yeah no don't die there. They die later.
The unknown hero didn't die at the end of season 2. He actually dies at the end of season 4.
I mean, to be fair, depending on the ending, maybe he lives happily ever after as a farmer or some shit.
He gets to bang Sasha, who doesn't get shot.
I mean, they'd probably make a mission for that.
I think Rule 34 has that one covered. Heading across the river.
Gelgar.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a lame part. Connie should be interesting though. Don't target too far away. What's up, Critter? Welcome to the stream, man. What are you up to tonight? Another garrison down. Huh? Thanks for hanging out with us. We're happy to have you.
So it's good to have a nothing time every once in a while.
We are a little quiet right now, Buddha.
You know, I've been told my entire life that I'm too noisy. I have found these things so disconcerting. Shh. You don't have to yell. I'm not yelling! And a Crawley.
So just to give you, let you know where we're at, we are playing on Nightmare difficulty going through the scout mission.
I shall see Virgil.
Balls, I don't have any nets. Alright, let's get resupply going. About done here. What if we fucked up somehow on the dyer? There it is. Go ahead and trigger the boss. I'll hit the dyer. It's a Ymir. He's so excitable. I love it. Her sheer and utter glee at these monsters is fucking infectious.
On top of that, it's the same voice actress who does Edward Elric too, but that's a side.
Edward Elric?
Full Metal Alchemist?
Oh, yeah.
Eduardo, I guess. Of course, it's one of those things. It's sort of like a. Oh, I'm forgetting his name.
You let one go?
I almost got it.
You lazy son of a bitch.
Gary Oldman. That's the other one I was thinking of. Like, sometimes when he gets into his role, it's really hard for me to tell who he is. But once he starts speaking in an excited way, it's like, ah, there he is. Same thing with the chick who does Hangi. You hear a excited Hangi, you'll know, hey, that's...
That's Hangi. Or Hanji, depending on the translation.
Yeah, I guess to be fair, the proper Japanese would be Hangi instead of Hangi, but you know what? I'm English. So it looks like I still need to do one 4-star mission or higher on normal. That's another thing they really need to fix in this game.
Well, how many missions is it, though?
Huh?
How many missions, though?
5 missions of 4-star difficulty or normal or higher on normal difficulty.
Yeah,
every mission we've done.
I don't think we've done 5, though. That's what I was getting at.
True. Got it.
And this one's only 4, so you're not going to get credit for this one either.
Ew.
I know, seriously. 4-star nightmare? What the fuck is this shit?
I might go take a nap and leave this to you.
Honestly, it's probably a viable strategy. But what if I want to take a nap? You got...
You're the host, and I'm pixelated, so yeah.
Neck. Damn it. He kills me.
My bad skills. You know, and the game doesn't feel like shafting me like it does on PC.
In my defense, the only reason I failed is because I couldn't target his neck.
Looks like you unlocked Annie's potential, though.
Yeah, no. I know Annie is the female Titan, so we get full access to her abilities. I think it's just Berthold and Reiner we don't have access to at this point. Let's go ahead and refresh your items real quick. Place it at the manufactory.
Oh, so as a random, I decided to look up the isekai anime, ultimately relates to another world.
Yeah.
And I was looking at this one, it was like top 40, and the only one on the that would be that you know is a personal favorite that was in the proper position was Tiny and the Evil. That one was ranked like number 3.
Oh, okay.
Gate was like 49. Overlord was like 38. And I'm like, nope, we disagree vehemently.
I like fairy tale.
Oh, that's not another world.
I don't actually like fairy tales.
No.
I was trying to be funny. Don't watch fairy tale.
Watch whatever you enjoy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I only really liked Fairy Tail for like the first season, but it goes on for like 4. And at about season 3.5 or something, I was like, kind of done.
Yeah, it really does kind of wear out its welcome. It just keeps going. And this is kind of a silly complaint on my end. But the summoner's boob size continually changing bothers me.
Just think of it like Guts Sword.
Guts sword continually changing bothers me. That's why I mocked it every time it happened. It was basically a penis at that point, where depending on how erect he was how long his sword was. Like, I didn't like that from a storytelling standpoint.
I guess going from that route, biggest was with Griffith, second biggest was in battle, third biggest was in training.
Yeah, no, we definitely know Guts' preferences.
You could start, but I'm making a refill.
You're gonna make me carry this 6-star nightmare mission?
I know. I can't believe I'm trusting you that much either.
Like, seriously, you shouldn't trust me with these things.
You know, it's funny when I hear people complain about the Zerg also. One of the things they'll talk about is like, no, please don't reboot the Golden Arc again. And like, I don't care if they reboot it as long as they keep going. I just want them to keep going. So if they have to start from the beginning again, I'll accept it wholeheartedly. Especially since I think they did a badass job when they did the movie rendition.
Well, and the thing is like, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was very, very good.
Well, that was pretty much a reimagining. It's almost like Full Metal Alchemist 1 and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That was almost like there was 2 distinct stories that had certain key plot points that were similar.
Yeah.
Like
well, that's just it. It's like them rebooting a story doesn't offend me.
Yeah.
Because there's certain stories that have been rebooted that have turned out very, very good. I'm already here.
Not bad. I thought you would have been heading for
I'm just following the flow of battle. I haven't unlocked Ymir either, so she's gonna be useless.
She's only a B. Her rank, it's only B. Oh, and she only does a flare. Ew.
Like I said, Ymir is useless. I haven't unlocked Ymir yet.
Well, I was hoping she'd be like the other ones, where at least she'd be a cutter.
Nope. She is completely and utterly useless at this point in the game.
Actually, she does have one use that I can think of right now. They limit the people who can save you to C class and above, so she can at least save me if and when I get grabbed.
Yeah.
I know,
Do that.
plan for failure, but you know.
You shouldn't plan for failure, but you will. I mean, you will, not me. I'll be just fine.
He's a fucking vampire. Steals it with fuck. I guess Hitch is better than Ymir.
It's not quite what I was hoping for here, but
So are we going for a just start the boss, or are you gonna kill the last two over there?
I'll kill the last two, but we can probably just start the boss, honestly.
Did the tire come, or
I have not seen the dire yet. I'm assuming the dire will show up soon, since we haven't lost any of the bases yet. There it is.
at all the
That might have been my fault. Ymir was hopping mad where I was.
Okay, my game's going screwy on me.
Yeah?
The three bosses that were supposed to be at the baseline, or one was in the middle, one's all the way on top, and I didn't see the travel.
Yeah.
I just stayed in the right position.
Sorry, what?
So it looks like the Titans have been teleporting on my end. It seems weird. I'm going for the Titan that's in the location where it's supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
I am so confused right now. Whatever.
Something screwy
Apparently
going on,
I
I
was
take it.
having like micro seizures or something like that, which, you know, I'll run with that. I thought I was conscious.
I feel like the game is too loud. I'm having a hard time hearing though. So I'm gonna kill the room real quick so I can adjust volume.
Well, you can't do it inside?
Nope.
Oh, multiplayer limits that.
Yeah, multiplayer won't let me get into the pause menu. It's just one of those dumb limitations. But yeah, no, I'm having a hard time hearing you. So it's, you know.
I'm just curious why you have such a fluctuation. Have you been upping the volume when
I've
you
been
play
upping
solo or
your
something?
volume because you've been quiet.
No, I'm saying, do you up the in-game volume? Because I talk the same way I've been talking, so unless you're telling me my headset's going screwy on me.
You are not as loud as you usually are. No.
Hold up.
Well, I've already just dropped the in-game volume, so I'm adjusting. It's just that the game was louder than you, and I already had everything turned way the fuck down.
Actually, now I think about it, I guess there's one other thing I can try.
No, you're fine now.
Because you turned me down on your, or turned the game down on your end?
Yeah. I just needed to do that real fast. That's all.
I gotta check out something real quick, like. Well, I'm wondering if for whatever reason the computer is deciding to. No, actually, no. I guess now I should
Game's up.
check
Gonna
Discord
take a leak.
first. What, you're not gonna come back into my area?
Game's up.
Yeah, let's do this anyways.
I mean, I suppose the other option is to turn you up on Discord.
That's what I just did. I turned up my output. But yeah, no, as far as this thing's concerned, I'm pretty much middle to upper middle when it comes to that. So, microphone sensitivity would be the only other one.
No, I turned you up a little bit on my end too, and now you're hitting mid yellow, which is where I wanted you to be. Mid yellow is where I'm usually at, and I want you at mid yellow. But the game was peaking at about the same point you were, so you and the game were almost as loud. So I had to make some adjustments.
It's like I'm getting quieter and quieter with age. Never thought it would happen.
Essentially, yeah.
Maybe eventually I'll sound like a Prince, or the artist formerly known as Prince.
I don't think he was necessarily quiet.
No, I have no clue, but it was a Family Guy joke. They had Prince on the Price is Right. It's like, what would you guess? Sorry, can you say that again? Louder, please. I mean, they usually know some esoteric shit, so that's all I'm really going with. But still, keep in mind. That is correct.
Fuck you, game.
Oh.
I got nabbed.
I got nabbed too, but I knew it was going to happen eventually. A little embarrassed it was a 3-meter though.
Yeah. At least you're not allowed to mock me for getting nabbed since you got nabbed immediately after I got nabbed.
No, like I said, I knew I was gonna get nabbed. Hence why I was pointing out that the one good thing about Ymir is she could save me. And you were like, ugh, you get captured. What kind of low person are you? A low person is all I could say. Oh, the high person got captured. Nothing to say.
At least I'm high.
Well, it's
That's
like
the
that
most
song.
important thing there is.
Factory. Kinda don't want to save the Ymir.
Would you please save the Ymir?
Of course I'm gonna save. I just under protest, I guess is the best way to put it. It's like you saving Daz at the moment.
Yeah, I don't want to save Daz. I never want to save Daz. God damn it.
The useless has been saved.
Now I'm gonna save Useless's girlfriend. Other, well,
I was gonna say
Ymir
that's
has no
Marlowe's
idea who
girlfriend.
Hitch is, but I'm gonna go save. It was a gay joke. I'm not gonna lie. It was a gay
You're not supposed to make a joke about Friday. Well,
joke.
Mondays.
I wouldn't make jokes if she wasn't useless.
Well, there are useless Mondays. Oh, she is useless. I thought she did more than just heal. So, it's Krista's sister. Got it.
Also part and parcel to my joke about, you know, Ymir loving her.
See, I didn't remember what Hitch did. I was hoping she would be a cutter too, but alas.
Alright, well,
So,
I guess
Yeah,
it's
pick
just,
a fight with the bosses.
yeah. I don't know.
Every once in a while, you still have to activate the bosses to get them, but it is fairly rare.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, I guess there is one. No, that's the other possibility.
We still need to kill more. There it is.
Yeah, because
We
as
need
soon
to
as I
kill more
killed,
Titans.
yeah, as soon as I killed the armored titan, or maybe you killed yours, more titans appeared.
Sorry, critter. Nope, it was.
Need more information.
Yeah, I apologize. We've been talking about a few things, so I don't know the context. And dead. I think we're good. That should be SS.
No, there's just more. Yeah, if you want to go for the kill, go for the kill.
Sorry, I thought he was dead. I stopped playing. Alright, I'm a friggin'... I'm an
Friday.
idiot.
Screwed up Friday right there, man.
Straight up Friday. That was a Friday move.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom now. So next.
The Beast Titan wasn't quite dead yet, apparently.
I mean, that's right up there with Corbowitz style. Commander!
This strategy has been passed down 3,000 years through the Zionics family, and I will not deviate now.
So one more 8-star.
So this thing isn't showing up as a daily, but surely there's an 8-star in here somewhere.
I mean, if it has the little checkboard next to it, there is. Honestly, at this point, I would say just find an 8-star, then let us start killing off your story aspect.
Well, but I don't want to go after my story until I can start saving people.
That's true. You have to go all the way to the end, don't you?
All right, so a Bizarre Titan is
They're the intelligent titans, the ones that
yeah.
are controlled by humans. So, I mean, if you don't know the show, we just did a massive spoiler, but they're
Yeah,
usually the ones that are they're the ones that are still conscious or cognizant, so they can be active participant instead of being run by the amygdala, I believe, where it's just pure instincts.
yeah. So the way this game deals with it is, so you have the female Titan, the Beast Titan, the Armored Titan, the Cart Titan. Like all these Titans exist within
The
the
jaw
story.
titan.
All these exist within. Yeah, they're. So the
Yeah,
Bizarre
they're the
Titans
shifters.
are clones of those Titans that you can capture. Because within the context of the story, you can't capture the Beast Titan, you can't capture Reiner, you can't capture Bertolt.
Ymir, Annie,
Yeah,
and
you
definitely
can't.
not Aaron, which I think is
Yeah.
a bit of an oversight. There should have been a few where you capture Aaron, but you know, whatever.
So in this game, they created Bizarre Titans, which are clones of the Titan
The known
shifters.
Titan, but are capturable, and it just adds to. I mean, it is kind of filler-esque, I guess, is the best way to put it. Where it's like, hey, you know, and on top of that, they're usually they're the ones that have like double the hit points and everything and whatnot. So.
Yeah, no. They're typically very mean and very hard to kill. Oh, fucking hooray.
Come on, who doesn't like? I don't know who
That's
next
Daz.
save is.
That's fucking
Ah,
Daz.
go Daz! It's your birthday. Now I think it's one of those. I was talking to a guy about it, well, yesterday in a certain way, about it, where it's a translation thing where Bizarre Titan, because I think most of the subs that I watch, they usually call them Intelligent Titans or something like that, where in this one they're just Bizarre. Now, is that a decision that they made specifically for this game, or is that a more official translation that they decided on for the class or the group?
I don't think it was a
we're getting,
translation issue. I think it's because they added, like, could you have 4 or 5 versions of each Titan? The female Titan, the armored Titan.
The female cart, armored, and beast. There's 5 different versions. Well,
Yeah,
5 different catchable versions.
But the thing is they're not the canon version of those critters. They're extra versions that they added.
Yes, that is true.
So they're
But
not
to be fair,
part of the story. They're just you fight something that looks like the armored Titan, and there's 5 variants of it. You fight something that looks like the female Titan, and there's 5 variants of it. It's to give variance to the bosses.
you made a legitimate point. The only thing I could point out as a, maybe not, is the fact that I guess there's no legitimate cart titan period in this game.
Well, not in the story or the scout missions, but it's in territory recovery.
But there's not a uncapturable one, is more
No,
what I'm
there's
saying.
not.
So they're all bizarre regardless.
Yeah.
That's more what I was saying.
But the...
Oh, you killed the one I wanted.
Sorry, you were trying to capture something?
There was a 15-meter skinny blonde, and I was like, okay. I mean, I probably already have it, but at the same time, having a dropping the word, having a policy of just capturing all 15 meters sounded good. Well,
Yes,
all 15
you
meter
can
norms.
capture bizarre titans. 100%. You just
But,
need to
like,
delimb them like these guys. Just be warned, the Ymir clones are fucking nasty.
Big pain in the ass.
It doesn't matter.
It's them stubby legs, man. Them stubby legs. Well, see,
I think they were bizarre titans in the base
yeah,
game.
they had to have been, because that was part of, like, you wouldn't have the cart titan at least, because cart titan is explicitly territory mode. But without final battle, I figured you would still
Yeah.
have them, just because on every mission has a double S. Actually, no, we did play the original once or twice.
Yeah.
And then we came back after. So if I remember, you can still get double S on every mission. Now the
Yeah,
question is,
all the story missions and all the scout missions are the base 4, either any beast, armored, or
Ymir.
Ymir. They added the cart titan, but the cart titan only shows up, as far as we know, in territory recovery mode, which was added with
The final battle
the
DLC.
final battle DLC. And I'm pretty sure the cart titan will show up in the character mode, which was also
yeah.
added with the DLC.
I mean, I guess you'd actually be able to correct us real quick, like, though, because all you'd have to do is go to the Titan capture area, because for us at least there's normal, abnormal, then bizarre.
Yeah.
I could have sworn the bizarres were there. I mean, maybe they were there, but just not capturable, so that was something that they did add later?
No, I feel like capturing the bizarres was always something we wanted to do. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's been a long time since we played the base game.
Yeah, it has been. Hell, actually, when I was looking at the achievements, what was it? 2018?
Yeah, this game, the base game has been out for
A minute.
5 years, I want to say.
Yeah, this is where I'm more head scratching. I actually was thinking it might have been closer to 6, which is why I was a little curious, because we didn't start playing Attack on Titan 2 right away, I don't think.
No, we didn't start playing Attack on Titan 1 right away. You found it, and it had been out for a few months.
That's right.
But Attack on Titan 2, we started playing right the fuck away.
That's right. So yeah. Yeah, no, we bought Attack on Titan 1 with some apprehension, obviously, because it's like, it's so easy for them to mess this up. Do we really want to spend money on it? And 1 was good.
1 was amazing.
So when 2 came out, yeah, it was like, okay, 2 play 2. And 2,
And 2 was better than 1.
I'm not gonna lie, I had some issue with the combat aspect. You press right bumper to target. You press Y to begin attack approach. You press Y again for attack. What?
Yeah, no, the controls were radically different from Attack on Titan 1 and Attack on Titan 2.
Of course, it didn't help that the tutorial was on keyboard while I'm using an Xbox controller, so there was a lot of trial
Damn
and
it,
error.
game.
Grabbed again?
No, but I built a few towers I didn't want to build. I was being dumb.
You want me to go the long way back, or are you gonna try to sneak through?
Oh, I already snuck through once. I can sneak through again.
Fail.
Fail.
Stealth check. Fail.
It worked the first time.
Uh-huh. He has an imagination.
Seriously, how was I where I was if I hadn't gotten through already?
You know, just the way you thought. I mean, don't question crazy people. I learned that a long time ago. And he's dead.
Okay, can I?
Office!
Fortunately, this little fucker's stuck behind a rock, so
Thank you.
just gonna throw fucking fire bombs at his ass.
Well, we're still kind of hoping for the bazaar, or the dire.
There it is. Right at the buzzer, too. Fucking hate these Emirs. Like, the Emirs are easily the most dangerous.
And that is why they call for execution. No quarter. Well, as soon as you capture them once, because
Yeah, no, once you
breaches
capture
like
him
that.
once, there's no reason to show any mercy at all.
I wish I could build a tower during that cutscene or the end. Because the way to capture boss titans, bizarre titans, is you have to de-limb them. So you have to kill their legs and you have to kill their arms. Now, with with most of the bizarre titans, even though you cut off their legs and arms, all it means is that it won't be used for a defensive point because you'll see green aura around them that you have to break through first. And to do Ymir, to hit her stubby legs, like you cannot get a perfect angle at that, so you have to attack from a bad angle every time. In which case, it doubles the amount of time it takes to cut her legs off. And then when it comes to her arms, those are ridiculously easy. But yeah, no, it just takes too much time. So after you capture them once, for completionist purposes, it's like, done.
But
I
for
don't want to
the
mess with that.
sake of demonstration, I feel like we can probably demonstrate on this next mission.
Well, if it's a Ymir. Or are you just talking about general
With
capture
just
purposes?
general capture on the bazaars. You know. I feel like it's something pretty reasonable we can do.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I mean, we've been murdering things all night.
Let's be all conservationist and capture. Put them in a zoo.
Yeah. So now, most of the time, regular titans like this, you have to break off both of their legs to capture them. But both me and Buddha have an ability called Titan Hunter. And what this does...
If you get Hangy up to 8 friendship zones,
as long as...
they are ever short 1 limb.
1 limb. You can capture them. So you'll see as Steve take off 1 limb off one of these things and then capture it. So like this guy right here. I'll pop his leg and catch. The reason why I can do that is because of the Titan Hunter ability. Normally you have to drop both of their legs in order to catch anything. And
just as a random, it has to be both legs. I mean, you only, if you get the Titan, well, not only, but one of the only ways that you can, you know, do what I've done and drop an arm and still capture them is if you have the Titan Hunter ability unlocked that you get from Hangy.
Yep.
Right. And I can't say for certain why, but I've always been big on Titan capturing. And Titan capturing unlocks a lot of goodies, so I recommend getting that done as quick, fast, and in a hurry as possible.
Yeah. Titan capturing is super useful. It really is. And if you have the Titan Hunter, it makes it easier to just drop Titans in general. But you have the issue of running out of nets, which arming solves that problem, and Hani solves that problem.
Oh yeah, I was about Hannes. What is supply tower 3?
So arming solves that problem by giving you ready for everything, which gives you plus, so he gives you 2 things. +1 to all your items and +2 to all your items.
Yeah, one's like prepared something and the other is ready for anything. And ready for anything gives you +2, the prepared one gives you +1. I go for both because I'm crazy like that, so I go in with +3 to everything, which includes nets. So, yeah, I get it.
We are on PC. It's a bad idea. But all these abilities should be applicable.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's any difference between the various versions of the game and what skills
There's
you get.
only one ability that we're using that you can't use, and that is elimination capture, elimination something, bounty, elimination bounty. And that one you definitely need the DLC for. Outside of that, yeah, no, everything.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with platform. It's just something that you get from the
DLC.
The DLC.
It solves every money issue possible. Every one.
I'm gonna trigger a fight here.
Guess I'll just chill and put up a few more manufactories.
Fucking balls.
Oh, and another how we do what we're doing is we go for big. Well, if you co-op, you share. Well, you don't share. Well, you share the gathering of what are they called? Build signals or what have you.
You
But you
didn't kill
don't
the
share
boss,
the.
did you?
No, I am straight up taking on. I was about to say absurd. God damn it. Whatever one. The ones that are weird.
Bizarre.
No, not bizarre. Abnormal.
Alright, so let's catch the bizarre. So when you have something like a neck cutter or an arm cutter, you can stun the bizarre like I just did. And to catch the bizarre, you have to break all of its limbs, which can be
Troublesome.
yeah. But when it comes down to the bizarre titans, see how he has that green glow now? I can't do damage to him until I hit the green limbs. But if I use one of my super best friends that does like an arm attack or a neck attack, I can bypass that rule and then go back to cutting his limbs.
And this is a perfect example of why there's an issue with taking on Ymir too, except from a different angle.
Yeah.
Is the way he kneels down on his legs makes it near impossible to get a perfect shot on his legs, in which case you literally just have to be beating down those legs for about twice to 3 times as long if you don't take advantage of the short amount of time that they are exposed, where Ymir, they're never exposed.
Yeah. But now he's down to 1 limb. There we go. Yep. And we can catch. But you have to break all 4 limbs in order to do that.
And that applies to all the boss titans. Or not, oh, another group.
Let's go ahead and use Petra and her special ability that can stun the boss. And then I'll just go for the neck because I've already caught all the beast bizarres, and there's 5 different variants. So there's no reason to catch, it's just we were showing you how to do it, it was all. And I'm wounded and I wanted to kill the fucker real quick. But you have to, the bizarre titan, or the dire titan that shows up, that's what allows you to get SS rank. And SS rank is the max rank you can get on any mission, and it gives you better rewards if you can get it.
And the only way you can get it is after you beat the game once. So you have to actually go through everything. Then you have to go back to play it again, and then the Dire Titan will be unlocked in certain save people. Like you could save Mina, Thomas, Gelgar, Nanaba, Michi.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone who dies in the TV series, you can go back and save them through, alternate timeline type stuff.
Alright, so
dailies done.
The dailies are done. We can keep pushing scout missions, or if you want to do your story missions, we can do those.
Push the host over to me. I want to see which ones I'm missing real quick before that's determined.
Okay.
Battle, Itemeister. Then secret maneuvers.
I'm
torn on whether I should go for.
on you?
I'm torn on whether I should do or go back to boosting up my strength again, or if I should work up my surprise attack, greatly increase damage when. Nah, I mean that's nifty, but with how much life they have, it's better to beast out the strength. But yeah, no, if you look at the top right screen, even though it's small, I'm hovering over it. Titan Hunter allows medium and large titans to be captured if one of their body parts has been destroyed. So using that plus ready for anything and well prepared. So, I mean, that right there is eating up 75 skill points. So, I mean, it takes some dedication if you're going to be doing this, which I have. Story. Nightmare.
One thing to keep in mind
How did I
with
get cheated on that?
well prepared and ready for anything is it applies to all your items. So that's
Everyone.
+3 swords, +3 gas, +3 nets, +3 battle signals. That's +3 everything. And
Okay, I got 6 missions that I'm going to be using your help on.
Yep. That's a dog.
You can't pet it.
You can pet it. And over
Oh, you
here?
can?
No, you can't.
Ah.
Oh, here it is. And here's the kitty.
Kitty.
Alright, good to go.
But so Alex is gonna help me get double S's on some of the missions that I screwed up on somewhere along the line somehow. Of course, to be fair, part of the issue is because if you want to co-op these missions, somebody has to push forward, which is a stupid decision for the game. But you know, whatever, game designers and what have you.
And since Buddha is hosting, we get the best versions of everyone. And yes, they are both really, really cute.
I mean, Moblight's not my flavor, but you know, to each their own.
Don't judge my moblet.
That should be my third garrison tower.
That's several garrison towers now. I don't think we need any more.
No, I was trying to put down the first manufacturing towers.
And since we're so efficient, we just have to fucking wait.
This is the trigger issues we were talking about earlier, is you go through some of these things so quickly it takes the game a minute to go, oh, I need to activate the next conversation. And then there's the delay after the conversation is initiated.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating with this game.
But no, what we do, especially on the missions that are a lot longer and brutal, is we put down 3 garrison bases apiece, which grants us construction signals randomly. And then we start putting down manufacturing towers. And regardless of where you're at, the manufacturing towers will just gift you items. In which case, doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter. If you're short an item, it will fill that item. First manufacturing.
Second manufacturing.
In which case, we can abuse the decisive battle signal, the SOS signal, and the nets. Not so much the nets, because the nets can disappear quite rapidly.
Yeah, no, you
kind of
use
focus
net
on that.
a lot faster than anything else. But it can usually keep your SOS and battle signals up. That's why we're always using battle signals. And we can keep them full the whole time. Because we can just, you know. Like, I have enough construction signals I can drop down an item tower to refill. And then I'm going to replace it with a manufactory. So it automatically refills later.
And woo woo, be back.
I'm standing next to Petra. You can stand next to Oru.
Well, I want Oru. Well, I want Petra over Oru.
Yeah? Shit in one hand and wish in the other.
Ah! Oh, he killed it. Explains.
Honestly, I'd rather have Oru over Petra. Oru is a neck cutter.
Talk to me, Petra. I love you.
Hey, Oru. Are you feeling safe yet?
No, we have to go through 10 levels. Goddamn Ooh, actually, I want to capture that one.
Well, there's the capture because you have to capture it.
No, I was capturing a 15-meter normal.
Alright, come on, Oru. Come on, Oru.
Like I said, perfect example of the trigger issues that we want fixed.
This mission
developers.
is spotted Oru. Okay, I can leave.
I love that I could snipe with the ODM gear that I have.
Hey, where'd you go?
Were you not keeping track of your Oru? That's a bad sound.
You can check my Oru just fine, but the Titan I was trying to drop disappeared, and then the next Titan I was trying to capture disappeared. And I realized you were just shooting your net on the hill.
Dude, that's part of the reason why blah blah blah. The crescent gear is the best gear. You can just aim across the map and be like, capture!
Net!
Don't care about normals.
I will stand on this rampart and I will guard it from nothing.
This tower that's about to be under attack, I'm gonna replace it with a supply base. Don't care about the biggie. Don't care about the 7. Oh, do care about that one.
Yeah, don't fucking kill the 7s.
Beam or Swanee. Oh, good, you captured that.
No, I just don't. The 7s get caught. Like, don't.
Yeah. No, I get
don't
that.
even fuck around there.
Off,
if it's a 7, I catch it.
I just lopped off the leg of the 7, and all of a sudden it was gone. I was like, oh no, what happened? I'll go to far side.
I'll go to near side.
those things, you actually do this shit properly, it looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, and that's
Killing one of the
the
boss
best
titans
thing
real
about this game is the Dire show. Did you kill the Dire, or am I
Nope,
being dumb?
Dire's up now. Just appeared. Just appeared.
Dropping Dire.
Say that, but I'm not seeing the trigger saying that.
I am attacking the Dire. Meow. Dire down.
Levi. And if it doesn't die, Hangy! Don't know if you killed it or if I captured it. It kind of looked like I captured it, but doesn't.
It kind of looked like I killed it too, but I think my thing deactivated right at the end there.
Not gonna lie, that's one of those, like, done so well. It's like, I'm gonna capture the boss titan with a Hangy, with a Sasha, with a mob. Like, don't really. I'm doing it.
Doesn't even fucking matter. I'm just gonna capture because I can.
Well, it's more the fact that I'm using a, 2-minute cooldown ability. It's like, yeah, totes.
No, I totally SOS that shit.
Okay, edit mission
Next one. I only got an A on this one.
on bite. You got an A on what?
Supply-based construction. No, don't worry about my rank. My rank doesn't matter.
No, I'm just saying in general. I can't remember if I was an A or an S. That's all I was gonna say.
I'm assuming
This one,
what we're doing here is getting you double S's on all stories.
Yes. Well, I still got 3 more missions after this, I believe, but this one's an A. It's bite.
Yeah,
But yes,
I'm totally fine with that. I'm 100% fine with that.
I am only working towards getting double S's right now, but you already helped me with all the save the people.
Exactly. No, and I'm cool with that because you're gonna help me get double S's on my story. Now, one thing I need to do.
You get to follow Krista on this one. I'm saying that right now.
I'll follow.
What? I'm usually 99% of the time I'm the one who follows. You get to follow this time. So go to that red flag.
Follow the red flag. I'll follow Twitty McWow. I'm a Tuesday. Hey, Scout! You know where Levi's squad is? No, of course you don't. Because no one told you.
That's part of the mission.
That was part of the design of the mission. Which means I'm going to go over here. Because over here I sense the disturbance of another red flag.
Yep. Then once you're done with that, you go back over and help Connie if all things stay similar. And he's a pain. Wow, this map is so much easier when you're just running around killing things. Put down my 3rd signal base.
Connie should be about. No, I went too far on Connie. Alright, that's a dead critter. Moving to the next one.
Oh, that almost sounded Spanish. It sounded like she said meatball.
Just like that guy who popped in. Called me a puto and then left.
That would have been a tub, but yeah, why not? You're skinny, don't care about the skinnies.
Did Connie not trigger? Connie must not have triggered.
Yeah, like I said, man, Connie's a pain in the ass.
Hey,
I warned you, but
Connie!
no, Pikachu knows everything.
You're safe! Be safe, Connie! Be safe, Connie!
Oh, you want
Spotted
to see?
Connie. Alright. Thank you, Connie.
All of a sudden, I don't look so stupid when I'm doing that route, do I?
I never said you looked stupid doing that route.
Yeah, I probably thought it quite loudly, though. How's he not done? I've just cleared out the entire forest.
As someone who recently did this mission, yeah, that forest is a fucking easy bake oven.
Oh. And manufactory.
I'm gonna hit up that supply base that Sasha set up. Supply base.
So delicious.
I'm gonna go back to Berthold. Lick his taint until he's happy. Berthold, I love your horse. It's so tasty.
Purple taint, delicious. I'll go chill where your mirror's supposed to be. You can go back to. Oh no, you have to wait for Petra to be a thing now.
Yeah, you're actually
So
standing on where Petra will be a thing.
Oh fuck, that was a garrison base.
I think we'll be fine.
I think
Honestly.
Petra's gonna be here. I think you're where Ymir's gonna pop up.
Alright, the die has been cast. The means of sacrifice has been determined. One of us is right, and one of us is wrong.
Well, to be fair, we could both be wrong, but I doubt it. And suck it.
Oh, god damn it! I'm going to hell. I'm gonna go to hell.
That's right.
Fuck.
Now go pay attention to the red flag, because she probably wants to talk to you. I'll be over here to chill with Ymir. She's probably closer to here.
Waffle.
Yes, it's not like I've run this area so many times.
You're still a waffle.
I am the all-knowing.
Waffle.
The jealousy tastes so delicious. So close.
I was close to Ymir as well. You were on the other side of the circle. I think we were about the same distance from Ymir, so I get partial credit.
No, you do get partial credit. But here's Ymir. I believe you were about here. So you were like on the outer ring aspect.
And you
I
were
just
on the
knew it.
other side of the outer ring. Like,
Yeah, I knew she was across the road, but I thought she was further this direction. And then this is stick in hand waiting for. Well, you have to save Mikasa, so stay where you're at, because
yeah.
that's pretty much where she's.
Yeah, Mikasa's here.
Oh,
Have you...
I lost all my buddies. Well, actually, I guess I only had Krista, so.
She was not a good buddy.
No, she is a horrible buddy.
I'm on a rock. I'm on a rock. I rule this rock.
What was that movie called? I think it's called Men of Honor. It's Cuba Gooding Jr. and that other twat waffle. I can picture his face. He's a guy, or well, no, that doesn't identify him either. De Niro. And they're in charge, or he's in charge of a deep dive scuba school for the Navy.
Yeah.
And there's this one scene, I don't know why, but I always remember it. And there was a sailor getting corrective punishment, corrective discipline, whatever the proper term is nowadays. Where apparently, for some odd reason, he took a pot and used it for personal use. And so what he was forced to do, wow, I was damn close again. But what he was forced to do is stand in the middle of the parade grounds and yell loud and repeatedly, "I stole a pot! I stole a pot! I stole a pot!" And he also had to do it in his underwear because, yeah.
And here is a correct example of why Ymir is such a pain in the ass. Especially if you don't have a stunner like John, Connie, Michi, Aaron, or not Aaron, Levi, Mikasa,
Petra,
Nanaba, you know.
Ah, I did forget about Nanaba. I forgot about Nanaba.
Fuck Petra!
Yep.
Turn into a Titan, Aaron! Turn into a Titan! Do it! Do it! Fucking do it! You pussy!
God damn it. We don't care about the triggers. There's nothing left. Let's skip.
It's this. It's this right here why I wasn't able to finish the story this afternoon. That and I dicked off and took care of my Corvette. But...
So what'd you end up doing with her?
So I haven't driven her for about 5 months now.
So you were just driving her around?
Yes and no. I was driving her around. That was part of the thing I was doing. But, so I tried to drive her about 4 months ago, and the battery was dead, and I can't... Normally, in order to charge the battery, I have to take off a particular panel on the driver's side to pull the battery out. Unfortunately, that particular panel that I have to take off was the one Twat Waffle McGeezak backed into when I was in the Walmart parking lot. So I can't take the fucking thing out now. So I can't pull my battery. And it just so happened that a couple of weeks after that happened and I was going through the process of getting the insurance claim, that's when my BRZ showed up. And I started driving my BRZ because I'm like, well, it's more fun, it's faster than my Corvette. And I unfortunately went long enough that when I went back and I went, okay, I need to drive my Corvette because I need to drive it once a month. The battery was just fucking dead. And I couldn't pull the battery out because of that, you know, old guy motherfucker backed into it. And so they're like, I can't pull the battery out right now. It's literally fucking impossible. At least without ripping the panel off. And I think ripping the panel off isn't exactly the best thing I can do for the car. So, it's just kind of sat there, and I've been trying to get a local body shop to get parts in to fix the one panel, and I was hoping that they would come by with their tow truck and pick her up, take her back, fix her up, But the local body shop that I used or tried to use is basically, the embodiment of a fucking millhouse, and is a complete and utter twat waffle and can't do a goddamn thing to repair a 91 Corvette. They have spent 5 months trying to track down a part, and I'm fucking done. I am absolutely fucking done. They are fucking useless. They can burn in hell. They are dumb Tuesday, Friday, Monday motherfuckers. I'm pissed. So today, well, yesterday actually, what's this? Did you give me host or what's? Oh no, you just refreshed the room. Okay, so today I took the car to another body shop to show them, and I said, okay, this is the damage I need fixed. I don't care if you used used body parts or whatever, this is the damage. Here's the quote that I got from the insurance company. I need you to track down this shit and fix it. I understand these parts are hard to come by. And on top of that, I needed to take the car to a fucking pressure washer because I haven't driven it for several months. It was criminal what the... Oh, this mission? Seriously? Buddha?
Oh, wow. There I was talking again for a while. Yeah, no, I think my big issue was because we were gonna have to do it again, and I figured there was like a bazaar or a save that I was gonna have to do. It'd just be easier with 2 people. So I just kind of chucked it up, or it's like, alright, I'll finish it as quickly as possible, which I finished it really quick, like, so yeah.
Yeah, I did as well. Honestly, I was able to break free of her limbs before she even started running.
Really? Did better than me, man.
Yeah, she got kind of stunned for some reason. I didn't fully understand what happened, but
yeah, no, if we destroy her arms, I guess, let's just stop.
Well, we can break her legs too. It's fine.
But yeah, no, I just went absolute, let's wreck her as quick or as much as possible. And yeah, no, I got an A. So I'm not gonna lie, and this is more based because I've been watching a bunch of random cooking channels and whatnot now. Her back pretty much looks like the skin of chicken.
This is perfectly marbled chicken.
Well, it's not marbled, it's just, that's the skin. And I've been watching some people that are like, you need to get chicken with the skin on it because that, allows for a better searing or something like that. I mean, that's still beyond me and understanding, but it's been interesting.
Well, I mean, skin tastes good.
Of course, apparently I've also been doing teriyaki chicken wrong because the only proper way to do teriyaki chicken is to use the thighs. And if you use chicken breast, then you're actually a horrible person and you don't know what good chicken tastes like. Didn't know that either, but okay, cool.
I mean, to be fair, you don't know what good chicken tastes like.
Are you saying I never make good chicken? I'm feeling a little insulted right now. Yeah, I kind of want to leave her one leg just so I can use that to tail along with, and then I don't have to worry about gassing and pole vaulting around.
Yeah, you can do that with her neck.
I guess that is true.
And besides, we can't hurt her for a minute. Like, I did 82,000 damage. Didn't even phase her.
Well, I think her neck is considered extra protected until after this point.
It has extra fucking hit points.
I mean, on mine, it looks like she's about half health.
When I got her to this point on my map, I had her, she was at minimal health. I hit her enough times that my attacks just stopped registering damage.
Well, that's what I thought, where it's just like it gets extra protection or extra something, where it's just like,
Yeah,
okay, no.
it gets down to a point where
It's just a hair or something.
No, your damage will just go away. You can't kill her at this point. You physically can't. I tried. Because
yeah, if I remember right, I did too. Screamy, screamy. Can't skip.
Now we just need to follow her around until she hits the various traps. Oh, holy shit balls.
You know, that's one happy thought with Disney going through all the controversy right now. Maybe they'll sell off Deadpool. I mean, plenty of people will be mad because then there won't be the MCU X-Men crossover, but I can live without. I'd rather not have a Disney Deadpool. Destroy body parts and immobilize. Okay, good. I was wondering, he's like,
yeah,
oh,
no, it just automatically completes because, but you just don't hit her neck, and she will wander off to the next trap.
I shouldn't find this amusing, but I do.
The fuck are you doing?
I'm going left and right rapidly. What? It's keeping me slow, man.
He's trying to punch Mikasa.
I wonder if that ever led to any long-lasting back damage, now that I think about it. You have to think, if you're using your hips to pull you at high rates of speed, that cannot be good for you.
No, I feel like that's like super yoga. That's why everyone's fucking ripped.
Well, I'm tearing apart her arm right now, so...
Yeah, we can kill her. Oh, there's the Dire. Flee! Flee! I mean, you can rip her to pieces. I'll kill the Dire.
Yeah, I was figuring that.
Can't use
No, now I
Mikasa.
think about it, the
because-
next thing you're gonna tell me is I didn't cook good pork chops. I think I might be offended at that point.
I like your pork chop. I didn't like it when you cooked them on my griddle.
Yeah, I had to stop doing that. But to be fair, that's when I started using um
Kill.
the pan and the oven.
Free to kill.
Hate this battle because of Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron makes this battle a lot harder than me. That should be SS. SS. I think it'd be right back.
And of course, we don't get the item bonus. Come on, give me 22 of everything.
That would be super broken.
Well, they allow it for the earliest missions, like the first two missions that you're not even allowed to co-op.
Yeah, so anyways, today I jump-started the vet with my super-powered battery pack, filled up the gas, took it to an auto body shop, another auto body shop, had them look at it and say, fix it, I don't care where you get the parts from or whatever. Then I had to take it to a power wash. I had to take it to a touchless power wash so I could spray it the fuck down because of the broken fender. Because if you take it to like a regular power wash that has like the fins or whatever, that thing would have been ripped right the fuck off.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to a question I have from, over, I guess, 6 months ago now. So are you gonna just keep her, or are you gonna end up selling her?
The plan is to sell her, but I don't want to talk to the people I need to talk to sell her, so I might keep her. I don't know. It's.
I mean, right now, the big thing that's coming to mind is the price for used cars are skyrocketing, and classical used cars is probably skyrocketing even more, so.
Yeah, well, she is still she is a classic, but she is a classic that has been used for a daily driver, so she's not like
Mint.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, guess I'll just keep handling it this type.
Well, S is dropping.
Yeah, we have to drop something like 10 or 15 within 3 minutes. And with the slow spawn rate that happens, we have to split up. I'm not complaining, I'm just stating. There should be little enough, but enough attention that we just need to stick on our own side, at least until a little later. And especially since the only people who show up are goddamn Rickies. Oh. Shit. Oh.
I'll go to the green exclamation mark. You take care of the bizarre, the abnormals.
Whatever. I think I already cleared that one, honestly.
You did, but it hasn't triggered yet.
Dear developers. Oh, another random from that book thing that I sent you. Because I don't think you watched the whole thing. Apparently FromSoft, the people who did Elden Ring and, you know, Dark Souls and whatnot, got in contact with Brandon Sanderson about making a video game with them. I mean, I have to admit, I'm not that big of a fan of Brandon Sanderson, but it could be cool.
No, Brandon Sanderson doesn't deserve a book. Dan Brown deserves a book. Brandon Sanderson does not.
Dan Brown?
The Red Rising?
Oh, that's Pierce Brown or something
Pierce
like that.
Brown. Oh, you're right.
Yeah, Dan Brown's the guy who did the Da Vinci Code or what have you.
But yeah, no, the Red Rising fucker totally deserves a book.
Well, and
Mistborn Cum Dumpster does not deserve a book or a game.
No. No, and that's one of those little tidbits where even that guy, I can't remember if he said it then, earlier or whatnot, but he was sitting there, it's like, you know what? If Pierce Brown made a game, don't even care really what kind of game it was. There is so much, like, it could be an RPG, it could be an RTS, like, the way it is written, like, it is straight up, the sky is the limit, the solar system is the limit. And I agree with that wholeheartedly, where it's like, yes, give this guy a game.
Yeah.
But to be fair, would you give him something like an Elden Ring type game or a Dark Souls type game? Do have to admit, I think there would be a certain amount of fascination, though, if they did turn Mistborn into a Dark Souls-y type game. You have to keep track of, what is it, 7 different types of metals. Of course, then the question is, you have that one metal that can, like, see the future. So how do you implement that into a video game?
You don't.
I'm gonna let you take care of the exclamation mark.
Well, yeah, I'm right here.
Well, I was right there too, but I was also closer to... Oh, freezing. Either way, it was across the river. Figured that quick executions is important.
I'm gonna die. I gotta eat. Ow, ow.
Muy importante.
Sorry.
Xanax, muy delicious.
Xanax muy delicious. Ow. He grabbed me and he bit me again. I don't know why.
That is not a good lover right there.
He keeps biting me.
I don't like that. Oh. Oh, now Xanax is bad boy.
I don't know how I failed.
Oh, I was there too, and I killed off 2 Titans. That's the thing that gets me, is like, okay, killed off 2 Titans. Mission failed. Oh, I'm not a happy panda.
I don't know what mission got failed.
Oh, we're not getting SS. Maybe S, but no SS. But yeah, no, I think it would be cool if you had to keep track of, in a sense, 7 different mana pools, each with their own unique properties. And then the question then becomes, because yeah, because the two questions that would also kick in would be uh, you have, what was it called, like overburning or super burning or whatnot.
Yeah.
So you use things like pewter to give yourself super amounts of, well, even more super amount of strength, or was it? I think copper was the one that was the push. I forget what the pull was. And so talking about using the Mistborn railways, as it were, like that would be a highly intensive game. So do you want to do this one again, or do you want to delay that and think about what you did wrong?
What did you do?
And what did we learn?
We can redo this one. I'm gonna make a refill real quick though.
No, it's actually funny. The guy that I sent you, who was talking about, you know, current fantasy news and what have you,
Yeah.
he decided to do this little bit where he's like, okay, I'm gonna try to guess your personality based on your favorite authors, and he goes through them, and the ones that I actually enjoyed, I can kind of agree with his perspective, but none of the ones that he listed were favorite authors. Like the only one that he named that was up there, well, correction, well, one was former, one is still current. One is George R. R. Martin, but I think that fat bastard is done, so he doesn't matter anymore. He's in the dregs. But then the next one was Pierce Brown, and there are, oh, and he did have Brent Weeks in there. Bastard can't end a book, but god damn, he still makes some good stories.
Yeah, no, Brent Weeks is shitty in that regard. Brandon Sanderson isn't super good there either.
No, but I have more of a general issue when it comes to Brandon Sanderson. Like, his books are, well, being completely non-biased, they are good, but like when it just comes to like the flavor of it, the general, like how, like I really like the first book, the Mistborn book or whatever it was called, but the next two books were like, I kind of don't care, and I think you're making really stupid decisions. So
Well, like
the first book,
everything up until the Allomancer became God, um, was okay.
see, I
But
was
then
actually
he
kind of
kept going.
See, I was actually kind of fine with that. Now, to be fair, Brandon Sanderson, he was talking about writing Mistborn. He was talking about how they told him that they wanted a better finale, and so that's where he threw it in. And he was just like, you know what? No, being able to use the mist as a supercharger, super ability or whatnot, it was not done properly, and that was one of the things that he really regrets about that book. And to be fair, you know, they could have had a better introduction or whatnot, but, you know, fine. You know, it's one of those, like, desperate measures leads to, you know, desperate ability type thing. Like, was it the best? No, but it wasn't offensive as far as I was concerned. But when it came to, like, book 2 and book 3, it was so, like, why was there still, like, one nugget of Mistborn allomancy in whatever broken jar? Like that was more offensive to me than being able to use the mist for proper purposes. Or now I'm not sure how your take on this. I don't think it was that great, but it was interesting. Is the fact that you had the keeper, who happens to be the one who's like, you know, he's sitting there constantly thinking, you know, well, if you look at all the histories, they use gender neutral terms, so it could be a man, it could be a woman. And then the final reveal, oh my god, it's actually a eunuch that does it. Okay, yeah, I mean, a bit of a shock, but a bit of a not that shocking. I don't know, like, book one I think was great when it came to, like, trying to understand the world and whatnot. But it probably would have been better if they kept the God Emperor thing until book two and then did something with book three. Because book two and book three for me were just drudges. I couldn't care less.
Book 2 and book 3 weren't the problem for me. I enjoyed book 2 and book 3.
See, I don't
What became a
remember.
problem for me is when I heard there was a new Mistborn book, and I'm like, no, the series is over. It's
Yeah, the mist
fucking
is gone.
over. No, it's not over.
Well, there's a Kashmir series or something like that. I don't know enough about it. Like I said, Brandon Sanderson was just not one I was sold on. And honestly, when I think back to it, it's like, I almost wish they chose somebody else to finish off Wheel of Time. Especially since he's being all pantsy about, I think they did a great job with the Wheel of Time Amazon series. Are you shitting me?
He did okay wrapping up the Wheel of Time.
But it could have been better. That's, like, could they have done worse? Sure. They could have done better.
Yeah, honestly, all things considered, I think it was pretty good for the situation that it was. The problem that I have with Brandon Sanderson is he's a hippie.
I guess that's what I put it. Like, yeah, no, it's one of those things, like, he's in that weird zone where I don't know where to put him. He's just not for me, is the best way to put it. Like, some of the people that I've, and that's actually the problem with the Daniel Green guy. I mean, not talking shit about him, I'll, put that out there real quick. It's just like, I've gone through some of the books that he's recommended, and I'm just in there, it's like, why? Like, one of the ones that I actually, it's kind of like a Brent Weeks. I'm getting in trouble because I'm forgetting. But ultimately, it's about a world where it's a mixture of monarch and theocratic, and the theocratic order is kind of like where super soldiers are trained and shit like that. And so it's kind of fascinating, and I think he did an interesting job. But kind of like with Brent Weeks, when it came to the end, I was so pissed off. And then they made the school for the training is literally a nunnery, so all women, well, except for some of the trainers, but that's a side note. And you go through that, and he comes out with a 2.5 book, kind of a filler book. Maybe there's some new interesting information there or something, but ultimately filler book. And when I was looking up the reviews for the book, they were like, oh my god, there's a lesbian kiss, and it's just like, so what? Like, I don't it's neither positive or negative, but the fact that you're trying to make it a positive irritates me. Why is this a positive aspect? Oh my god, there's a lesbian thing. Oh my god, there's a homosexual oh my god, there's a heterosexual kiss. Don't care at all? Like, so what?
Guarding Sasha. Oh, there's the dyer.
Bam. But yeah, no, that was something. No, I don't think it was Lawrence. I'd have to look it up. It's been a while. But it was an alright book. But like I said, just like Brent Weeks, when it came to the landing or the finished landing, he did a horrible job. And so I'm looking at these people. It's like, how do you recommend this book? Like, what are you focusing on that is just like, oh my god, this is amazing? Where I'm just sitting there going, okay, that's a flower. It's a pretty flower, but it's a flower. I'm looking for other things.
This is a shitty flower.
It can be a pretty or a shitty flower. It's one of those like, it's not spicy enough. It's not garlicky enough. It's not XYZ enough. It okay. There's something in there that other people are enjoying, which is perfectly fine. But I'm sitting there and they're raving about how like this is the best book of all times, and I'm like, it's a good book. It's an okay book. It's an alright book. Like it's the same thing with when it comes to certain like dystopian type people where they talk about like 1984 or Brave New World. God damn it! It happened again. Okay, good to kill.
I just got grabbed after I stunned his fucking ass. God damn it! Fucking Tuesday, mother. I had stunned him and he grabbed me after I stunned him. Ah, that fucking irritates the shit out of me.
Do you need revival?
Yeah, I'm dead. But just kill him.
I was gonna say I didn't see a thing for revival, so.
Well, if you can kill him. But I'm going down, dude.
Dead.
Alright, we win.
But yeah, no,
No,
it's
not
like,
by much, though. I was about dead.
like I said, it didn't pop up on my end, so I'm just like, I'm not seeing it. So
I'm pretty sure me screaming, "Oh my god, that was fucking bullshit."
no, I understood that, but I didn't see the rings popping up going, he's down, which is kind of like saying you can revive him. So if I would have ran up to you, I'm assuming I would have just been looking at you going, you're dumb. Why are you on your knees? I couldn't have done anything. Well, I assume I should say I could have done it. Couldn't not have done anything.
Well, I got downed. You beat him. Whatever. Doesn't matter.
So I got 2 more missions if you're good.
No, I'm good. I'm good to keep going. I'm just a little bent out of shape on that one. I got fucking cheated, but I'm a little. But yeah, no, I'm good to keep going.
But yeah, no, for me, it's like I said earlier, the whole 1984 and Brave New World. They both come out with some very fascinating concepts. They're both horrible books, but people love them, and it's just like I'm missing something. Either that or they're pretentious pricks, which you know what I'm pretentious about anime to a certain extent. I can accept, but at the same time, no, they're not great books. It's the same thing that piss off some of the hardcore fantasy people. Tolkien, he's the grandfather. He deserves the respect as the progenitor of like the fantasy realm. Grant that.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
will
enjoy
give him
his
that.
books, and
His books
I
fucking
don't even care.
blow.
hmm And I don't even care that much for his movies. Which you know, there are people who are like, these are like the greatest movies of all time. I'm like, they're not. But you know, you love them, you love it. Don't let anyone else convince you to not love it, unless you're Will Smith. In which case, get away from Jada, run away as fast as possible. Give her all of your money, all of them, and then you'll be fine.
Fucking flee from Jada Smith. But yeah, no, it's like I like the Lord of the Rings movies. The Hobbit movies were fucking cum.
Yeah, no. When it came down to it, like I didn't care for the Lord of the Rings movie. Like I can't even explain why. Like cinematography wise, it was great. I won't take away the cinematography and what have you, but I don't know. I like. I've watched them 2 or 3 times now, and the third time, well, just to spill all the beans, it was after my brother died of leukemia. And it was just like, you know what? He talked about watching like the uncut director's cut. Everything is there available. Uh, videos, and overall it's 12 hours. So 3 videos, 12 hours, and he wanted to do that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do that. And they were not good movies. I didn't care. And as soon as they were done, I got rid of them. And it was like, yeah, I'm never gonna do that again. I'm never even gonna watch these movies again. Like at this point, the only reason why I want to watch them again is because people are raving about it. I'm like, but they weren't that good. So maybe I'm more mature now. Maybe I understand things better, or they're trying to sell me a product. I don't know. I mean, the Rings of Power is probably going to be garbage. That's a given.
Oh, the Rings of Power are 100% gonna be garbage.
But that doesn't mean the
Amazon has
predecessors.
not made a series that wasn't garbage.
That is true. Man in the High Castle
Nothing
was garbage.
Amazon has
The
touched
Jack
wasn't
Ryan has been garbage.
like literally nothing Amazon has touched, as far as I'm concerned, didn't turn into absolute fucking shit.
The random note for viewers and listeners. I actually got into an argument about, or with well, he was an adjunct professor, I guess I should say, about Man of the High Castle. And he's like, that's a great movie. If you don't think it's a great movie, you're stupid. I was like, I'm on the opposite end of that. I think if you think it's even a decent movie, you're a moron.
You're stupid, yeah.
And he's like, oh, you're just not smart enough. And I start listing out, well, this is dumb, this is dumb, this is dumb. And he's just like, well, no, it's all dumb. It's horrible. Like, if you look at it, historically, guess what? The Gestapo SS police or what have you, they were not an omnipresent group that was there that was spying on everyone. You pretty much had a bunch of people going, if I said George over there is guilty of, sympathizing with the Jews or hating Hitler or what have you, then his store is now going to be empty. I can then take over his store. Like, it was purely selfishness that led to a lot of the, like, Gestapo-esque raids. And so the Gestapo being, like, this super spy agency that even, like, the MI6 James Bond groupage would be like, oh, I only wish I could. No. No. They probably were just sitting there, like 2 people to a city, and it's like, hey, we what do we do? And then they just have people coming in. Psst, I heard this, I heard that. They were not effective. They just had a lot of people who wanted to squeal for one reason or another. But acknowledging that, like, diminishes the horribleness of Hitler or something like that. Like, that's always been one of those things I never understood, but other people always had large opinions on. I'm going after Aaron. Oh, and the other argument I got into with him is, he was bitching about one of the issues with America is they allow for the privatization of internet services. And if only they regulated it better. And I made the argument of it's because of the regulation that internet service costs so goddamn much. And he couldn't argue against it.
Yeah, no. Internet service in America is kind of bullshit.
Well, just to spell it out, the internet service in America is kind of like the insurance network in America. They allow for the monopolization based on regions of coverage. where if you allowed for that not to happen, then all of a sudden there's competition. And what did the sainted bullshit small-minded FDR get credited for? Well, part of the problem with free market is the undercutting of services or products and services, which is what has led to the Great Depression, which is stupid, but people believe it. And he was an uber racist, but we're not supposed to acknowledge that the saint of the Democratic Party
No,
was an
no,
uber
no.
racist. Just
The
like
fact
with
that all his
LBJ
programs were, you know,
garbage.
well, not just garbage, but, you know.
He actually started the NRA. I mean, it didn't stand for the National Rifle Organization, but he did start the NRA.
Yeah, he might have.
No, he did. Like I said, it didn't stand for the National Rifle Organization. It was like the National Reformation or I don't remember exactly what it was, but NRA in its original form was started by FDR. And there's the diary. Now, this is not the appropriate time to point this out, but I've used the smoke bomb just about as much as I've used the buddy signal thus far. Oh, look, there was a Mikasa over there.
We didn't need her.
It's the same thing with Joe Abercrombie or whatever his name was. He wrote this series. Well, I think the first book was called The First Law, or maybe the series was called The First Law. I don't remember. And it's just like, you know what? Like, some of the character development was fascinating, and some aspects of the story was fascinating, but overall, I just don't think it was that good. I like enjoy it if you enjoy it, but I'm just sitting there. I went through this series, and it's like, yay! Okay, yeah, okay, yay! Okay, yeah. Huh? Okay, yeah, okay. So it's one of those things that some of these people who are like, you know, well-read individuals, and I'm sitting there going, I don't understand at all how you're recommending some of these books. But then again, some of the animes I've listed off, maybe there's somebody out there going, dude, you're stupid. That anime sucks. You know, fine. It's
Fruits
possible.
Basket is Friday.
Huh? Yeah. But it's just overall where it's like, yeah, I've gone through some of these books and they're oh, okay. They're not great, but people keep saying they're great.
Like Catcher in the Rye.
Seriously, most garbage book of all time. Never read it. It's like the only book that I'm sitting there. It's like, you know, if you burn it, I won't have an issue. It is a horrible book.
This book
And
should
the fact that
probably be burned.
well, it's the same thing where it's like, well, smart people like Bill Gates loves it. It's like, okay, Bill Gates has no taste in books. I don't care. It's a horrible book, but it lets you know what kids were like in the 1950s. Kids smoked, kids swore, and kids wanted to have sex. That's different from today. How? Because it's the 1950s. No, it's different from today. How? And you know, if there's one reason why I hate South Park, it's because they actually convinced me to read Catcher in the Rye.
While in the same episode, they told you
Well,
not
they
to
said it was
read.
garbage. Well, to be fair, when they're complaining about it, it's like, well, some people find this offensive because it's full of vulgarity. It's full of vulgarity, and some people claim that it's what led to the assassination of Ronald Reagan, or attempted assassination of Ronald Reagan. Didn't the guy, or that one guy, claim that it's the reason why he tried to assassinate, or he assassinated John Lennon too? Wait, it's full of vulgarity, and it led to the assassination of the king of the hippies? Can we please listen to this book, or read this book right now? And they claimed, or they bitched about how there was almost no swearing. And yeah, that was the complaint. It's about a whiny teenager who says fucking shit a handful of times. That's it. Okay, you know, just because that they weren't brought in by the vulgarity of it, that doesn't mean it's a horrible book or what have you. It's a horrible book.
It's all about the phony.
Kill the phonies. Yeah, it's... And the horrible part is it's only like 120 pages. I don't think I've ever read 120 pages of more misery. Well, psychological misery, like, just the writing was horrible. And so that's one of those, like, you have to be pretentious to think it's a good book, because I cannot conceive. Oh, the prose. What prose? Like, even part of the book was like, well, you know how there's that story about there's kids running around in a rye field, and then maybe they run off the rye field? I want to be the person outside of the rye field, throwing the kids up into the rye field so they can keep playing. So I want to be the catcher in the rye. That's not what that means. It's not? Oh, my brain hurts already. Actually, I think it was my sister. She was saying, you know what? Catcher in the Rye is the equivalent to the Twilight series. It's a horny male trying to get some, and it's a horny female trying to get some. I think that is probably the most accurate description of both the Twilight series and the Catcher in the Rye. And, well, I think you've done the Twilight series. I don't think I'll ever be able to try that. Catcher in the Rye was horrible enough.
Yeah, no, Catcher in the Rye was pretty horrible. Do we have to save Hane's here?
No, Hane's was earlier. Right now we just need to do all the save missions and what have you. Mark Lawrence, but I don't think that was the one about the nuns. Even though we saved Hane's previous mission. So it should be this mission that... And cutscenes. Did you just kill my Rickies?
I didn't kill anything.
Were you in the area of where my Rickies were killed?
Maybe. there was a lot of shit going on. Okay.
And this is part of the reason why I want to keep that battle signal. It's just like, you know what? Every once in a while, you just need to sit there and be like, you know what? Join my team. That's all I want. That's all I need. Join my team. Oh, no, we still... no, there it is. So, kelp mission.
Alright, Reiner is, he's angry.
That was another thing that pissed me off about the show is what they did with Reiner when they were telling his backstory. There it be.
Go kill the Dire. I'm fucking with the main Reiner.
That kills the Reiner.
Reiner going down. Bitch ass, ugly ass, fuck ass. Welcome to the stream, Quick Scope. Quick Scope.
Not much. How you doing, Quick Scope? Right now we're just getting me double S's because we're weird completionists like that.
And done.
But yeah, we're on Nightmare difficulty right now, just as a note. S's.
Fucking A. Gotta take a peek.
Outside of that, I'm going on a... I just finished a mild tirade about books and authors. Not that I'm that well read or whatever, it's just... Some of the people, it's like, oh yeah, no, this is the greatest author. It's just like, why? I must be missing something. Which is fine. If I'm missing something, I'm cool. But yeah. Well, that's all double S's. Yeah, that's Reiner in a in a nutshell, critter. Oh, and because me and Cyanix are a bit of slow ponies when it came to this game. If you have the DLC, you want to get Elimination Bounty. This fixes so many issues. I mean, mainly money issues, but still, it fixes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, money and item issues. Get that, make your world an easier, happier place.
Yeah, if you have the Final Battle DLC, you get this particular ability, Elimination Bounty.
From kit.
From
and you have to
kits,
look up how to get it from kits.
It's the territory recovery mode, and you have to use Yep, you have to use Wings of Freedom to get him.
I was gonna say, you really gonna give a breakdown now?
I mean, you brought it up. It's just
just if they're that interested, they'll look it up or they'll already know. I was putting in that 2 categories.
Fair enough. Yeah, you
Transfer.
want that ability. That ability is fucking amazing. Absolutely.
I think you're in charge. We can continue on with Scouties.
Oh, back to me, eh?
Yep. I'm still tier 1, low tier on the Scouts on Nightmare mode, so yeah, let's keep going
Alright.
up with the high stars.
So I'm gonna take this as... Okay. Fuck amazing. Amazing balls.
No, it's just amaze balls.
Amaze balls.
Good to go.
Let's roll.
The temporary free speech wing of Twitch. Don't care what you say, but we kind of have to care so we don't get in trouble, but we don't care.
No, there are a lot of words you are welcome to say in here, and you should be fine.
Yeah, I'll break that up. Oh, no, I'm assuming you're gonna take care of that one. My biggest problem is I have a dark sense of humor, so I'll say a bunch of messed up stuff, which is not acceptable. So, I have to Friday myself.
Yeah, no, Buddha does do that. Buddha does tend to say things that are not Twitch friendly.
Not friendly in many ways.
Not human friendly.
And many of which is not bot friendly. Ow, what is that crap?
Get off that bitch. Alright, here we go.
Actually, one thing to say, topically, Zonix is a little annoyed because I've brought it up too many times. I'm actually kind of, well, A, Will Smith needs to lose his Oscar. B, I'm feeling really bad for the guy. So, two things.
You feel really bad for the guy that needs to lose his Oscar.
Well, dude, he walked up and slapped Chris Rock. No, pound that, or fuck that noise. He should have won an Oscar earlier. Yes. But still, no. You don't get to walk up, and that's one of those where you look back, it's like, you know, the whole thing about comedy and comedians sort of goes back to the, whether it's legit or not, the myth of the court jester, where it's like, the one person who can make fun of the king is the court jester, and he can say whatever he wants, and he cannot suffer backlash. But, two things that have come out. One was apparently Jada came out and said, you know what? It was kind of a shotgun wedding. I didn't want to get married. My mother made me get married because I was pregnant and I didn't want the kid. So, A, that's a backhand to the I think it was the son because that was the first one. And that's a backhand to Smith. And then the other thing is apparently Willow, which is the second child and the daughter, she wrote a letter to Tupac Shakur about how, I know you're still around. If you come back, me and my mother would be really happy. Tupac is dead. And what is mommy doing that is convincing a child to write a letter to Tupac, like to Santa, to fix her problems. Like, that has some straight up craziness right there. Like, you know, your real daddy should have been Tupac. What?
Your real
That is
daddy was
depressing.
Tupac.
No, they were born years later, and that's the depressing part. You hear some of that stuff, and it's just like, oh man, Will, please divorce that chick. No,
I
that
mean,
was
maybe she just wanted to be with Tupac, and it wasn't a matter of infidelity, but a matter of.
it's straight up infidelity. It doesn't matter. You got those. Well, and those are the more two extreme things where she's like, come on, seriously? How do you have well, and based on the handwriting, I mean, she had to be, in the whole um anti-grooming bill age. So, yeah, having some, 6-year-old write a letter, please Tupac, come back. It'll make me and my mommy happy. What? And who decided to share this? That's the other real terrifying aspect.
Well, let's be fair. Tupac coming back would like a lot of mommies happy.
That's who the other guy was. But
Dire down, drop it.
But yeah, no, that was actually one of the big arguments for why Will Smith shouldn't lose his Oscar. Is well, Roman Polanski and Weinstein still have their Oscars, and it's like, take them away too. I mean, I know they're your spirit animals, a pedophile and a rapist, but take those away, and then you can at least pretend they're bad people, even though they still are your spirit animals.
You don't seem to understand how much money that those two gave.
Yeah, but they're in. Well, one ran away from the country into a non-extradition country, and the other one's in prison. No one cares. But no, we can't take those away because I mean that's straight up Hollywood logic right there. Like there's no wiggle room. It's just like derp derp derpity derp in their language. I still don't know what it means, but it's their language.
I know. I'm sorry, but I feel like I need to call it. I got family shit I gotta do tomorrow. We're almost midnight here. So I apologize. We've been
Xanax is a pansy.
Xanax is a pansy. But I got shit I gotta do tomorrow.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with being half Mexican. I love Mexican food.
he's like a quarter German, and apparently because he's a quarter German, he's tan. I'm not supposed to ask questions about that, but yeah, no, he's a tanned individual who's 100% white. You just gotta accept.
I'm brown. That's all you need to know. Is I'm brown.
And the reason he's brown is because he's German. That is his argument. 100% legit. Like, I'm not making a joke here. That is his argument. Oh, I need to hurt the J Gold. I need to hurt the Zionics. Your captures 460 or 446. My captures 443. I think war were declared.
I'm sorry.
Oh, war were straight up declared, right, man?
I mean, somebody has kind of been slacking off on their captures.
Blood feuds have been made for less. Blood feuds. Oh, I was just, no.
That's awesome.
This is all him playing for the last couple of days on his own. I need to repair some shit.
Yeah, yeah. This is dangerous fucking territory. Fucking Zionics getting 3 more captures than Buddha. That's
You're gonna
fucking.
get all uppity, and you already have the luck of the servers. I need to make sure you stay in your proper place at the proper time. That is the most important aspect of this relationship. Putting you in your place. Oh, speaking of which, one positive author I do enjoy, Jim Butcher. Go through the Dresden Files. Don't get me wrong, started off a little awkward for me, but it actually developed into a great series. We'll put that out there.
Yeah, the
you know,
Dresden
and
Files
with a
is on my
positive note.
list of shit to listen to. So
Doing it, and the fact that it's like 17 books is what makes me think you're gonna be. And he's also planning on 4 other books to, I believe, finish off the series. I mean,
eh.
I hope that he finishes quicklier. But that's the problem. Is it's straight up a hope and a prayer.
All right. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We're gonna be calling it a night
Hopefully
here.
you will follow, join, and watch us next time, which will be Tuesday.
Yep, we will be back
Now,
next Tuesday. Um,
Sonic,
yep.
are you gonna say we are done with Attack on Titan?
No, I don't think we're done with Attack on Titan, but we're getting real fucking close.
Yes, we are close to done, but we will be back on Tuesday. You will see Attack on Titan. It'll be later in the evening for us. I
But
don't know where you
but
live,
but
Critter,
Attack
but
on
hopefully
Titan is getting wrapped up, and we're gonna be switching out for a surprise, a new and exciting game.
well, an old game that we enjoy. That's exciting. And we
But
know way too well.
but yeah, no, we're pretty well. I mean, fuck, I got. I mean, this is damn near perfect gear. Buddha's got perfect gear. It's just a matter of wrapping up the story at this point. But yeah, well,
And
we're
perfecting
we're gonna
things.
be doing some more Attack on Titan, but I mean, we're getting close to the end here. So, anyways, thanks for watching, Critter. I appreciate the hell out of you.
Oh,
Um,
random question for you, Critter. Where are you located? Just general territories. I don't need, you know, grid points or GPS location. Just general. Where are you at?
continent is fine.
What?
Continent is fine.
Okay, yeah. I was about to say, I heard haunting it is fine. I was like, haunting? You think he's a ghost? I'm a little
Pooh,
scared now.
motherfucker. Pooh.
Oh
As
man,
eloquent
dipshit.
as ever.
I cannot deny my dipshittery. I was in the military. We get trained in the dipshittery, man. Yeah, it's just, it's a natural thing.
In any case, thanks for watching, dude. We appreciate the hell out of you. Um, it means a lot to us. But we're gonna go ahead and call it a night. Any last words, Buddha, before we cut off?
Oh, Attack on Titan. How you've given me enjoyment. Soon we shall be passing. Yeah, now I'm done.
Good night, and hope to see you next Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.